I take stock of the three most significant events of my life, here's what I see. The birth of my two girls, of course, getting married, and seeing plate 11 in Andre Roubaud's 18th century masterwork on woodworking. Now, you might think that I'm exaggerating here, but I'm not. This engraving from Roubaud absolutely transfixed me because this drawing solved all of the problems that I was having with my workbench at the time. Roubaud's workbench was simpler and stouter than any bench I'd ever built or even seen, and it could handle every major woodworking and work-holding operation I could throw at it. So for the last 5 years, I've worked exclusively on a Roubaud-style workbench, and that bench has taught me a lot about work-holding and woodworking in general. And now I want to share with you this incredible bench and how it would have been built in the 18th century using only hand tools and muscle. Now, if you want to use power tools to build this bench, you have my approval. After all, the bench doesn't care about the tools that created it. It only exists to make our lives easier. To sum up my philosophy of workbench building, here are the most important points. A bench should be able to hold work so you can work on a board's faces, edges, and ends. It sounds simple, but it's not. Most modern workbenches fail on 2 out of 3 of these requirements. First, to work on faces you need a flat bench top and at least one planing stop. An end vise, as shown here, is optional, but man, I sure like to have it. Second, to work on edges, you need this front face of the leg to be in the same plane as the front edge of the bench top. This allows you to easily work on the edges of long boards, panels, and doors. It sounds simple, but this detail will absolutely transform the way you work. And finally, you need to be able to work on the ends of boards. There are a variety of ways to do this. Most involve a face vise, such as this simple but stout leg vise. No matter what vices you choose, make sure they match your requirements. Though Roubaud drew this workbench before the revolutions in France and the United States, this bench is nothing short of revolutionary for the modern woodworker. It is simple, like the idea of equality, and it is easy to construct, unlike a true democracy. But like an egalitarian society, it is robust and it is difficult to ignore. And finally, it gives you the liberty to do any kind of work.